I don't have any codes. If you're here by mistake, like expecting codes, I don't have any codes. My bad. Hey, it feels like I just did this last week, 2 weeks in a row. Oh, that reminds me. I got to check email. I think I have a thing tomorrow, but I'm not going to talk about it. But it's a thing. Broke Reef, man, you were on super early. What's up, Lauren? How are you? Cool stream last night with Remy. If you have not checked that out, go check out Simple Aquariums and Bahama Llama doing a little chat. Totally chill. It was a cool chill chat. I enjoyed that. Had it on in the background while I was putzing around. What was that? Was that this morning? What the hell was that? Was that? I don't know. I don't know what day it is. I think it was this morning. Or maybe it was last night. It was last night, right? Because it would have been Lauren's morning. Whatever. I can't keep track. Half the world around. Whatever. Rusty Texan, TSG. Macy's daddy, good to see you. Producer Reef. Brymac. Mother. Nice talking with you today. Justin, Kyle, Chris. Luis. Braveheart Father. And, yeah, no codes. My bad. I mean, I can write one down on like a sticky if you want. It'd just be made up though. We're gonna do, what do we do? Let's do recap first, and then we could talk about, I'm sure you saw it. Maybe you didn't. What is this? What the hell is this coil on here? I wonder what that is. We could talk about the guts of an Apex EO. Shocker. Not surprised. Yeah, still no codes. I mean, if you're here waiting for codes, just like, it's like the end of Ferris Bueller, right? What are you waiting for? I mean, there's no codes. It's done. But it's not, you know what? I did make I made my annual bulk resupply order. I ordered HW Marine Mix Reefer Salt. It mixes up at a mighty fine 9 DKH. That's what I tested it today at. I see rumors of other people having inconsistent alkalinity, but whatever. I like, and I did a price comparison. I don't know where the hell it is. I think it's in a story. Maybe it's still in my stories. A sweet, here's what it was. After 1 year, if you have a 120-gallon tank and you do a 10% water change weekly, after doing that for 1 year, you will save enough money to buy an additional box of HW. This is versus, of course, Tropic Barron Pro. God, the margin on that salt must be amazing. So HW versus Tropic Barron. Remember, HW, if you, I like to target like maybe what my alkalinity is, and HW has a higher alk. 1 year, you save enough money to buy a box of salt, to buy a whole nother box of HW, and lunch. Because the margins are less. Or maybe just the salt costs less, and the 30% the bulk resupply adds on top is still less than Tropic Barron. So, also remember that map pricing is the minimum advertised price. That doesn't mean they'll sell it to you. That doesn't mean they won't sell it to you for less. That's just the lowest price they can advertise. Keep that in mind. That's not a fixed price. That's something that people, I don't know. Sam just got off work. You know what? Oh, yeah. Shout out to Sam. Because, like, actually you can't see him right now, but like I do with the EBA 32s, like fixing them with the little power supplies, because it's so freaking easy. I've had one running in my garage for 2 weeks now, and it's working just fine. That's a tester. Sam fixes tridents. Now, I happen to have a broken trident in my garage. It came from another user. And I think it's fried, but I don't know. But whatever, for the price of shipping and parts, I'm gonna send that thing to Sam. We're gonna see if we can get it running, because he's like the Trident Whisperer. Mm-hmm. Oh hey, I'm drinking Fireball. Yeah, it's that kind of night. You know, actually, I'll probably I'll post it later because the code thing is funny. But it's like, oh my god, whoever gets this code first, this is your code. it's like a chicken farmer throwing down feed, and like that's how I see it. And like the chicken's like, I'm gonna get me a code. Yeah, I made my order. I didn't use code. It's blasphemy, I think. No, it's cool. I wish. I don't know how this would work. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I know how I feel about this. I would like less bazillion-dollar tank giveaways. And please chime in and let me know what you think, both in the comments below and live chat now. I would prefer less bazillion-dollar tank giveaway, which is, I don't, it's a whole lot of the manufacturers chipping in, doing whatever. Less codes, less money spent on BRS Repack, funding those people. They're whatever, $500 a month in stipend, store credit, whatever. And just lower prices, like for everybody. Imagine if you didn't need a code because the price is already low. Imagine if the price was already low because they didn't have to fund, like, the packers. Imagine if manufacturers just lowered the price, the amount that they share annually as free stuff through BRS for marketing purposes, and just lowered their prices. BRS would still get theirs, manufacturers would still get theirs, and the consumers would pay less year-round. I think that would be lovely. But I did buy my salt and whatever else, like Hannah checker reagent stuff, that kind of stuff. Hey TB, I got two. What's up, Chris? I got two H2O glass box. I have two all right, we'll look. I believe it's over. Is it over 6 months yet? I have two Jabo SLW10s. I haven't cleaned them. I haven't done anything to them. I haven't replaced them. Living inside of my 4% calc slurry. Oh, we're almost there. 176 days on the first one and 21 days on the second. I decided to go for additional mixing. Something I noticed when I would refill the bucket, occasionally I'd get a little bit of a alkalinity spike. So what I think's happening is I'm just not blending it enough with a single SLW10. If I had to do it over again, and I won't, because I got to leave that 10 in a bucket, because that was the deal, is I would use an SLW 20 or 30. Really to move it. You got to move it. That's what I would do. So 176 days on the first SLW 10. But I think I would do, Chris, it's a Fireball, buddy. Do I look red already? Because my mom's like, oh, you look red. Oh, I do. I think that's the camera. It's obviously the lighting. Instant Ocean, Brymac 1. I wish if Instant Ocean had lower alkalinity, because Tropic Barron has low alkalinity and Instant Ocean has high alkalinity, and HW has right there in the middle where I want it to be. If Instant Ocean had lower alkalinity, like I bought some and tested it, I was like, oop, nope, crap. Then I would totally use it. Because you know what? I get brown stuff in my mixing bucket even when there's not salt water there. I don't think it comes from salt water, but that's just me. I imagine margins or even cheap salts are probably... Yeah, I think yes. Margins are margins, right? Generally 30%. There you go. Send me them tridents. Not me, Sam. Poor man's Reef. Hit him up on Instagram. He'll take care of you. What I intend to do is load him up on so many freaking tridents that he ends up like me. But I think he's already there. they could put money towards free shipping. So bulk reef supply already does that, right? Like everything that I just ordered, 3 boxes of salt or 2. Maybe I just did 2 because I think I have 3 in the garage right now. So that'll give me 5 boxes. I don't do a lot of water changes, so I'm just bulking up a little bit just to have it. Everything I ordered was free shipping. There was a time where I would pay a little bit, like to support the cause. And now it's free shipping because I think their cause is supported. You know what I mean? But the idea is to boost sales when people make more purchases. Yeah, I totally get it, right? But whatever. We will still buy. Like, it's not like, I mean, this is a hobby that, like, sort of grows. Like, it's like organic. Like, you're like, wow, I just said a lot of likes. Like, you start with this, and you want this, and you watch some of this, and you watch some of this, and you want more, and you keep going, right? It's bulk reef supply. I'd argue that bulk reef supply is not impacting my sales cycle, right? My purchase cycles. It's just not happening. Now I get if people are looking for specific solutions and they jump on YouTube and they do some Googling, and some of those education videos are awesome and that drives sales. I get it, but I would love to know, well, there's no way to know, but I would love to know organic purchases, just like legit lower prices throughout the year, lowering that barrier to entry into the hobby, increasing access through lower prices, that kind of thing. It would be super cool to know what year-round low prices would look like compared to, once or twice a year, 3 times a year or something. They do pretty good. Building a calc mixer using stepper motor driving a fancy magnet spinning a pill. So, yeah, mag mixer. That's cool. Uh-oh. Filipino Reefer's in his owl. Are you here? Who's here? Who's approving? Is Lynn here? Somebody's approving. Maybe it approved itself. Trying to find a good container. You'll want a container with a tiny little nipple in the center of the container that lifts it up a little bit so that pill can spin all by itself. And it's just a matter of purchasing. Who is this? Brook Reef Man? It's a matter of just continuing. First, you need to decide on what size. Like, what size is that container going to be? And then literally shop around just a little bit. Glass containers, like glass carboys, tend to have that little bump in the middle to allow the pill to set up on a mountain and spin away and do what it does. Consider that. Take a look at that. What's up, John? Pretty sure they have a minimum order. Yeah, they do, but it's low, right? All right, I'm looking. Is it $60? Like, it's super low. No, it's $49. Right? Free shipping after $50. That's cool. I'm good with that. I don't think that's unreasonable. Yeah, $50. Justin said it right there. Thanks. Tropic Barron has always left my containers dirty. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, water leaves containers dirty because that's just what it does. My container downstairs that always has rhodi in it has brown film. Like, these people that see brown film with their salt, I wonder if they legit keep rhodi water in there for days and days and days and months and just to see what happens. Because I bet they get the brown film then too. Texan, if I got a $60,000 tank, I'd sell all that crap. Or I was talking in the Discord with the peeps, and I was like, I'd have one hell of a giveaway. I'd be like, Neptune for you, Neptune for you, Neptune for you. Sam would be all like, I'll take it, bring it. That's what I would do. What's up, Lynn? I saw you sneak approving. I'm checking. I'm reading. What's up, Robert? Yeah, it's a sass hole. What's a sass ball? That's something a little different. I like it. That's something I'll use. The stream is now complete. You hear that? You hear that, Filipino Reefer? Remember when I couldn't say your name? Now we're complete. Let's do a recap. yeah, so, yeah. What's up, Jake? What's up, Luca? I should have you call in, and you should tell me about your free fluencer. I don't want to, what do I want to call that? Free fluencer flow. That's what I want to call it. I want to keep it clean, keep it whatever. Let's do, bam. That's right. So this shirt, that J-Bo shirt, yeah. Well, I posted that, and like right away, 3 people forwarded that. I was like, oh, I guess we'll see what's up. This shirt was fun. I like this shirt. I plan on buying this shirt in every color available, which is several. And my shirts are available on. Oh, hey, I think I need to change. What's up, Michael? I need to change the price on a couple of those items because I saw a couple profits come in that were too high. So usually I really try to set the prices for anything over on Teespring to be under $1 profit on each item. So you should see shirts like right around $16. I need to go fix that because I saw a couple. Free fluencer flow. Look at, see, people be liking the Luca. See how that happens, right? I think we need to get together, dude. I think we need to start that little mini series and see what's up. I think we need to then bring some other people who are better than us both in the mix and share what they're working on, because there's some amazing people out there who just put me to shame, and that's cool, and I'm all about that. I was like, I like people who are better than me. I think that's enjoyable. Can you change prices for high school and junior high students? I think that would be legit. I would love to see. Here you go. Hey, Ryan. Student discount on all bulk Reef Supply items to include map priced items. Student discount. Apple's got it. Consider yourself challenged. Somebody share that with them. We talked about codes earlier. This is a code-free zone. Although I get it. It's cool. Codes are fine. But whatever. It's too many. At least they're not all pimping products like they did that one time, because that was just stupid. So, yeah. Shirts. Shirts are fun. I like shirts. Who knew? How come when I click over here, something happens? Look, I click there, and then I click here, and I click. What if I just do... Ooh, whatever. I'm going to click there. Yep, see? That's weird. So this is, Orphic is known for their wicked amazing... Oh, yeah, look, see, I bring that one up, and it's okay. Effing Clevin. Ugh. Hey, Lynn, you buying another 3D printer? Because I'm paying attention to what you're doing. And Clevin's feeding you the goodness, and you're printing away, and you have the best, Lynn Reef Nerd has the very best P-cup frag holders, period. Clevin designed them, and Lynn prints them, and they're amazing. Go watch Moki's video when he gets stuff from Lynn. Oh, I need to go to Moki's house. I have stuff for him. I would love to see, and I agree, Lynn, when I was a student, I'd totally take advantage of that Apple stuff. I would love to see Bulk Reef Supply offer a confirmed student discount. Talk about freaking access. That would be access. So Orphic, Orphic's got that, whatever the hell that light's called. And I was reading through the Orphic material. That light's really expensive and still got an antenna. And, I mean, it looks cool, but whatever. It's a total black box. Just like a lot of these lights are, right? They're like black boxes. And then they use this line talking about the transfer of energy from chlorophyll A to chlorophyll F. And whatever, I'm probably making that up, and I'm making it up wrong. But then if you do a little Google search with the language they used, you totally find the study that they cited, and or a study that they used but did not cite. I look for little asterisks. I look for little whatevers in their study. No reference to this cited study that I linked there in Science Direct. Not cool. At least give the nerds cred. You know what I mean? At least let people know where you got the information. I also don't agree, because this is all about far red. So there's 660, which is photo red. Man, there's a lot of chat going by, and I'm missing some stuff. What am I missing? Tag me if there's something you really need me to see. You know what I mean? That's the move. If there's something you want me to see, please tag me. Michael, I am not running filter socks or rollers, and I need to. I have reached the point in my 9-year reefing career. My tank is 9 years old, where I am now understanding that, and because of some things I'm watching, actually, we talk about it here in a little bit, but Keith Reefbum had Mike Paletta on. And Mike Paletta is totally saying, and Keith, they're both totally saying everything that I believe, and I just don't follow. So I need to make some changes, and I think I'll do that when I set up the 93-gallon cube that I have out in my backyard. That's something I need to do, but saltwater aquarium has a military discount. Well, that's not bad. I'd like to see that be 10% like Home Depot, because there's nothing wrong with that 10%, right? They could still get 20% profit. And the P cup holder is now on Thingiverse. I really like the awakening of the Clevin. I'm just saying. You did some cool stuff. You went away. Now you're back. And you're back strong. And I like it. So, yeah. Hey, Orphic. Please cite studies that you use in your marketing material. I think that would... it's kind of like... And Lynn will chime in here. Hey, Jake. Those are the coolest bars ever, right? Lynn will chime in when I say that Reef to Reef in not too distant past would use people's pictures for their content on Instagram without citing. And that shouldn't be a thing. And they corrected it. And I think here, Orphic using somebody else's study, that study should be cited in their marketing materials. So, but anyway... There's this whole thing about far red. 660 is photo red. North of that is far red. Past that is infrared. There's this thing about far red. I'm not a red believer. I don't buy into it. Red in horticulture, red in anything that has chlorophyll, like anything like plants. If you shoot it with far red, it pretends the plant thinks it's being shaded. So it alters its... And some plants will alter their growth pattern to take advantage of available light, meaning they grow faster to try to get more light. Similar thinking is being applied to corals, but I don't know that there have been studies to show this. But as Luca likes to say, you get down a few meters in water, 5-10 meters, there ain't no red because the red doesn't penetrate, right? So I always focus on blue, big fat blues, because blue is powerful. That wavelength has got a lot of whoomp, right? Red gets filtered out. There it is. What's it say? See? Screw a bunch of red. Don't be using red for marketing materials, and don't be charging that much money for a light. That's just silly. Humble Fish. Whoop. Humble Fish is going to have Dr. Tim live Saturday for those that like the format. Jim was already... Oh, hey, Kyle, is my video posted? I need to go see. I didn't record that because I was gonna. I wanted to. I need to go check their channel. I should probably know that. Fatty Blue with a PH. Who has a good frag rack holder? Yeah, right there. So hey, Corey. Chris Clevin, Lynn Reef Nerd, Chris Clevin, Corey. You guys need to talk. Yeah, red is good for algae. Agreed. Speaking of Fatty McFatterson Blue, booyah. So this is the, and I like this, right? And I bet Luke is paying attention to this one. Hey, Rob. This is the Orphic icon. That's a stupid light I couldn't remember. And this is the spectrum that they shared. So what I did is I took their spectrum and I scaled it so it can align with all the rest of my spectrometer data. And that's what it looks like versus the sky. Again, the sky will grow coral. It's just a little lackluster. Like, its spectrum is not as good as the now 6 or 7 year old Beatrice LX7 that some have said is long in the tooth, yet uses the same diodes as the sky and has a better spectrum. I just don't get it. Use data, people. Can't get away from this Rob guy. What did I miss on the Discord today? By the way, I have a Discord. And if you go to Patreon, it costs you $1. And if you're a student, maybe it won't cost you $1. We could do that. Sam, don't forget to mention the DIY Trident reagent that's coming soon. Just did it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with there. I'm also looking forward, Sam, looking forward to seeing what company you use to do a little digging. That's what I'm interested in. I want to know. Proprietary only means they won't tell. Proprietary doesn't mean you can't go and find out. Know what I'm saying? So the Orphic icon has a big fatty blue pH. It looks pretty good. It just ruins. This is a really good point right here. Something I've heard mentioned before is the difference between 450 and 448. Some folk think that the 448, which is the Radeon deep blue, is different than the 450, and that's the Gen 4, is different than the Gen 5, royal blue. It's 2 nanometers. You ain't seeing a difference in that. Come on. But the icon looks to have 448 and a whole bunch of 410, 420, 430. It is packed full of deep blue, so it should glow pretty nice. Yeah, I mean that appears to be a pretty legit spectrum. Like, you could run that light at 100% and then just dial down the intensity and have a pretty good looking tank that would just stomp the bejesus out of a sky. But it's too much money. I mean, oh, one more. Hey, Rob. Rob's here, and Rob has created, with Chris's help, this sweet slurry blender, which is an inline thing that you install from your return pump to your whatever, and then in there is this little sideline that comes in, which is your calc slurry, and the calc slurry enters the stream and then gets super blended up as it whooshes down as a slight slurry slug. That's a lot of S's. I like that because you're taking slurry, you're mixing it up, you're getting it down. You're increasing just a little bit of pH right in that area. You wouldn't expect a lot of precipitation. Go check out Rob's super cool. I don't know where you posted it, Rob. Your super cool calc Blendomatic. I'm sure you have a real name for it, but share that here. But I'm going to call it the Blendomatic because I really like it. So a very, 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 very cool collaboration between Rob and Chris, coming up with some sweet Freefluencer budgeteer items to make calc slurry more accessible, easier to use. So if you're interested, hit a brother up. It's super easy to do. Look, I'm not pimping the Discord. Seriously, I'm not trying to make money off that thing. And actually, I still owe. I talked about it last week. I owe last month's financials, but and I'm very clear about what I do there. But go check it out because it's a super cool device. Dig it. Yeah, black and white version. Some people didn't know what that black thing was. That's a yellow-eye cold tang that I got for free about 1 million years. Oh no, I paid for that. Maybe I paid $30 for that. I don't remember. And all the way in the back there, you could see it. I can't do that. I need to get a green screen back here. I have one over there. Pull it, Devin. There's a yellow tank back there too. What spectrometer? 2 of them. What spectrometer do you use? Thinking about purchasing one. You don't want this one. One of them is MK350S Premium. You can Google that one. The other is a Hopocolor. I don't remember the number. Luca, if you're still here, throw the number for that Hopocolor. If you go to AliExpress and look up HOPOOCOLOR, Hopocolor spectrometer, you'll find it. It's $650. At least it was. It should be about right. I mean, I can grab it if you want. It's attached to a stick in here because I was doing very specific spectrum testing of the sky, and I never took it off there. But the other one is, the other one's here. You don't want that one. And this is the frag tank with just the 450 nanometer bars, not custom bars. They're just straight up 450. Oh, this was a fun post, and holy shit, this one took a life of its own. Something that bothers me at times is I know some of these shops are mom and pop, right? BRS is no longer mom and pop. Some of these shops are mom and pop. Some of these shops are mom and pop and maybe charging a little too much for their money, for their stuff. Charging too much for their money. Charging too much for their stuff. But what I've heard before is go to the general channel. What's this? Yeah. Oh yeah, HPCS 300P. That is, thanks Luca, that is the Hopocolor spectrometer. It requires software on a PC to operate. And then Rob there is talking about a Google Drive that has data information and cool things there that we all share on the Discord. So some like to humanize their brands, right? Like, I'm responsible to feed all these people. I'm responsible for these people who have to feed their families. These are really hardworking people. They have to do this. Every company does that, dude. All of them. Every company has to do that. Every company is responsible. Well, I'll argue, being in a leadership role, that every leader is responsible to ensure that their people are headed in the right direction such that they can continue their employment and be able to feed their families. But you don't have to, I mean, if there were some really interesting points in here, and one of them I totally agree with, but I don't feel the need to say buy from me because I have employees that I have to feed, or buy from me because the people who work here are my family and live in my house. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not the way to market to me, right? Don't do that, because now you're looking for my pity. You're looking for pity money, and I'm not down for that. So that's the whole, if you read this article, it was very interesting. I found it intriguing. The quote was, "Humanizing the brand is about tugging the heartstrings to attempt to ensure that people can't see marketing through the tears." And I think that's a very powerful statement. In some places, locations, conditions, right? Then some of this matters. I get it. And you need to develop those relationships both with your customers and suppliers to ensure you can continue in business and all, but holy crap. Don't give me a sob story just so I'll buy from you, because that's lame. No, I mean, I don't want to do that because you're weak and you're not going to be around when I need you. So Luca wants us to buy from him so he can smoke crack. I'll show that. Fool. Our collective. I like that. Jabo works best for all Just clean it. It'll never break. So, not true. One of my return pumps broke. Well, okay. I didn't clean it, but when I took it apart, it wasn't dirty, and it just sort of broke inside. I mean, that's... I'm running like a $60 return pump, and it broke. I'm like, okay. So I went to the garage, and I got another one. Hit or miss. That's cool. White vinegar, warm water, 30 minutes, good cleaning. I would cut that vinegar 25%. 25% vinegar, the rest water, and I agree. But in this particular case, that J-Bow broke because of something inside. But they do break. That's just something that happens. This evil damn fish, you see a fish in there? Freaking fish is evil. I gotta wait for that thing to fall asleep before I do anything in the tank, because that fish is horrible. I love that fish, but it's horrible. Guilt trip sales. I prefer mob-style tactics where they beat you up and don't purchase if you don't purchase from them, and then they slap you with some codes. That's Reef to Reef. I don't like Reef to Reef. So there are... Oh, yeah. Hey, this dude K's cool. K hooked me up with the Noop Psych V2 when I tested that. So K sent me his light. I paid for shipping to and fro, and then I gave him that's the deal, right? I gave him a gift card for his troubles. And then I made him suffer for a while because I forgot to send his remote back, and then I went to Florida, and there was this thing. But whatever, K's awesome. Use legit passwords, people. Use password apps. Use 1Password, use LastPass, use something to generate totally random passwords. Because if you use the same password everywhere, somebody's going to figure that shit out and take your Instagram, and that's not cool. K got his Instagram stolt, but then he got it back. So that's cool. He got it back just as I started to engage with the chump who had stole it, because I was going to have a little fun. But then it was K. I was like, oh, I feel left out. Yeah, use real passwords. See, this is my Civic. Part of this was people trying to understand how the hell I can talk about the stuff I talk about when I drive a Tesla. You know the part where I bought a Sky just to take it apart? That's kind of how I feel about the Tesla. Like, I want to learn. It's a learning experience. I want to support, well, not in this case, but with the car, I want to support things that I believe in. Like things that should change, things we should all do eventually, which we all will do. I just happen to be an early adopter. I can absolutely be a budgeteer and drive a Tesla. I'm just saying. I spend my money appropriately, and I save my money by doing budgeteer stuff so I can do stupid things like buy a Tesla. But anyway, this is my 2005 Civic Hybrid stick shift. There's probably one in existence. Who the hell wants that? This is the exhaust gas recirc mount location, and of course that stupid bolt snapped off. This car needs a little loving. It was due its emissions test in December, and now I've pushed that out to April. They gave me an extension, which is amazing because I got some fixing to do. So I've got all of the oxygen sensors here. I need to change them out. I do all this work because I can't pay people to do this stuff. If I get too far in and I don't know what I'm doing, then I can yell for help, and I have amazing people close by who can help me. Or worst case, I go to the shop. But that stupid bolt job broke off, so I just drilled it out, and the boy and I fixed it. Went to the hardware store, and boom, boom, it's done. So that cleared that code. This car sat for 2 years after I bought the Tesla. This was my daily driver, and I legit love this car. It'll get 40, 45 miles to the gallon. It's got a cool battery. Oh, I bought the battery reconditioning doohickey. I've already replaced the hybrid battery once, but now I want to fix it up a little bit. So I got to fix this car. That's what I'm into. That's what, maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. I'll work on the battery thing. Wait, let me look at Lynn's password. Oh, you didn't put an exclamation point in front, Lynn. If you put an exclamation point in front of that or after, ain't nobody will ever figure that out ever. Not once. So yeah, so this is my display pH, and this was before it settled out, and it is totally chilling at my low is 8.4, and my high is 8.6, and that's every single day. So what I'm doing right now is I'm back to my, and this was 7.8 alk. It's slowly, we could talk about this a little bit. This is DIY Aminos for dirt cheap. I started DIY Aminos, and my tank reacted exactly like it did when I started Brightwell's Coral Aminos for a significantly more expensive juice. And my pH started climbing because my corals were happy and their photosynthesis was off the hinges. And then my alkalinity started dropping. I was at 7.8. I'm at 6. What am I right now? 6.8. I think I dropped a whole point. Let me check. Opening up my GHL app. Selecting my local network. Profilux P4. 6.8. Yep. So what I'm doing now is I'm back on, display pH right now is 8.6. And that's totally consistent every day. That's the high. What I'm doing now is high pH, low alkalinity, and I'm going to let the tank run like that and see what happens. I think that might be a thing. I think the days of 9 DKH, I think those are done. So CO2 is good in the basement, 12-hour light cycles, reverse, frag tank runs, opposite 12 hours of the display. And it's been pretty damn consistent. I'm excited for this. So cheers to the slurry crowd. Team Milk. Team Milk. I'm pretty happy with what's going on. So 6 months on the slurry, 6 months with the Jabo in the bucket, 6 months with the GHL Doser 2.1, pumping slurry. Haven't touched the head. Haven't changed anything. Things been working great. Oh hey, in this world of in these trying times of supply chain destruction and runaway inflation, HW Marine Mix Reefer Salt, 160 gallons. See, now I got to find the story because the story. Oh, screw it. You go find my story. That salt has an increased price year over year. So last year, that's exactly what I paid for that salt. This year, that's what I paid for that salt. Boom. Go look at the price increases for Tropic Barron Pro. Remember? 120-gallon tank, 10% water changes weekly. At the end of that year, you will have enough money to buy another box of salt. If you use HW Marine Mix over Tropic Barron Pro, you'll have enough money to buy another box of salt and a really nice lunch. This damn thing. We'll get to this later. This thing right here. Let's get to this later. So there is that's the KHD with the Doser 2.1 with the CO2 sensor. That works really well. If I take that sensor outside, I get a CO2 of like 400 something. That's how I know it's close enough. With just a single mouth breather me in the basement, my CO2 is like 500. That's why my pH is so good. I mean, that's part of it, right? It is CO2. It is photosynthesis. And it is, which is just happy corals, right? That's what, and it's a little bit of calc. That's what makes good pH. But seriously, if you have low CO2 and happy corals, you'll see improved pH. I don't clean this tank, and I really should. This is a work tank, and it's gone to crap, and I really, really, really need to clean it. The fish in there are happy. I feed them, and they eat, and whatever. There's some coral in there, too. You just can't see them because the tank is so messy. These guys. So go watch this video. And I think Paulette is onto something because I like what he's saying. We've all wondered the value of UV, and I'm not sure UVA is the ticket, but I kind of like what he's saying. Just go watch this. Oh, I had a smile filter on Keith because I like it when he smiles. Go watch this video because Keith and Mike talk about some quality topics that I think are important to new people and old people alike. Not old like me, not like grandpa old. That's not what I'm talking about. Good surface and good surface agitation. Not necessary if the environment itself is low in CO2, but I like where you're heading, Jake. Not totally necessary, but it does matter a little bit. Having to ration gas here now, electric looking more and more juicy. Kyle, are you in California? Because your prices are stupid. Get on Discord. We got the recipe. Yeah, I did share the actually, I'll share the recipe right now. Actually, when I'm done doing show and tell, just go watch this video. This is good, right? We talk about Jake's podcast. I think Keith does a really good job bringing in, and plus whatever. Keith has a good conversation with his guests. Just I would watch this and I'd pay attention to a little bit of what's being said here because I really do think it matters. And oh yeah, there's that. Oh, and I cooked some steak. That's it. Show and tell's over. Let me catch up. What'd I miss? Glad you watched it. Yeah, that was good. I appreciate it. Not sure about the UV thing either. Yeah, but I use UV. So I treat my tanks differently. One tank's got Metrosalic 7s, which legit has UV. And Mike brought it up. Oh, let me go ahead and turn that off. Mike mentioned that companies will claim UV. It was very interesting to see somebody else, not just me, talk about it. Lighting companies will claim UV. They'll have a UV slider, but it's not at all UV. I mean, like the sky, like Radions, like AI. None of them have UV. Or the only UV they have is like incidental UV from having a 405 nanometer diode. It's not like legit. Kessel, GHL, some of the cheaper brands that I've tested, they have legit UV. Metal halide, and in some cases, very, very low quantities in T5. Just depends on their bulbs. So Paulette is thinking that back in the day, I think there's probably a little more to it. Back in the day, metal halide had some UVA that would maybe beat down some of this pathogenic bacteria. That makes sense to me, but not really UVA. I don't know. You would kind of require... T5s have very little UV, but it's very, very low. It is very, very... It's pretty far down UVA, but... because I can see it with that Hopocolor spectrometer. Vancouver. Oh, yeah, but it's beautiful, right? You walk outside and you're in Vancouver. So, I mean, there's that. Get on your bike, right? Isn't that what Vancouver people do? I don't know. That's generalizing and probably something I shouldn't do. So I understand the UV conversation, but whatever. Listen to that whole podcast. Pull from it what you think. There are some legit, and I mentioned it, legit foundational points made in that stream that I think are super important to reefers. Doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been into this. Screenshot, DIY Aminos. Ready? Wait, let me look. Holy cow, my wife cleaned the garage for me while I was at work. Oh, shit. You're on the hook now, Sam. I'm thinking of mixing in IO. Holding the line. Where am I? Let me check. Bold guy. Who's from Coral View? Who are you talking about? Filipino Reefer. I'm still waiting for my Coral View ticket to be resolved. Rob, that's because they don't know what the hell they're doing. All they did was buy that pump and not know how to use it. Actually, now you bum me out. I need to hook my pump back up and play with it because you might be right. I want to see if my my legit Chinese pump does the same thing as yours. The Komor X1 Pro T may not be able to control speed of dose when it's set up to a schedule other than continuous. That's what Rob's talking about. Yeah. And Coral View got to go. What? They still block me. They don't block me on Facebook. Coral View says, "Yo, I gotta pull this pump from the warehouse and go play with it. We don't know how to do it." Come on. If you're gonna sell something, you better know what's up. You better have somebody using it. Oh, hey. Remember when I said Coral View, the Hydros needs wired power bars? Shocker. Guess what? The day after Devin and Greg and O are talking about my Wi-Fi power bar woes. Did we talk about this already? Coral View releases their, maybe we did, their wired power bar. I'm pretty psyched for that. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. You can use the same UV equipment from the tanning salon. No, you can't. You're just making up. No, you can't. Speaking of UV, how's that Maxwell razor light? Oh, that's right here. Oh, wait, where'd I put it? It's in the cabinet. Well, that thing's violet. I'll get to it. I haven't done it yet. Massive amounts of UV, bro. Which bulb's so good? No, he legit said I have to go to the warehouse. Yeah, there it is. Got to go to the warehouse and find one because I don't know how to use it. There's some customer service. What? Can you mix calc? Is this calcium or calc with K and mag in one bottle and dose it manually? Is this calcium and magnesium in a bottle and dose manually? I wouldn't. UVB reptile lights, maybe. No, but you don't want that, right? How come we don't talk about the safety of UV? Power veg. I don't know what to do with that, Luca. It feels like something I need to make a joke about. UVB is risky for eyeballs, and that's something that should be a thing. I've seen mention of reptile lights, but and maybe that would be good for pathogenic bacteria, but I mean, that's why I use EcoBalance. Because Dr. Tim says it's going to be effective against against pathogenic bacteria. And that's why I did one of those aquabiomic tests. But I don't yet have results. Hopefully I get results. All right, DIY. So look, see this? This is gin clear. I mixed this. I don't know. You'd have to go on my Instagram to see what I did. It's at least been a week. It's a T5 bulb that rocks real UV. The Blue Plus has real UV. It's just a little bit, right? Power veg. See, Rob gets my joke. I kind of see like if Luca was a guy from the 80s, well he is. If Luca was a character from the 80s, that would be his character name. It'd be Power Veg. So this is DIY Aminos. This probably costs $15, and this is 1 liter. Go look at the price of, and I can tell you what's in here. Go look up the price of Brightwell's Coral Aminos. This is dirt cheap. You buy it as a powder, you mix it in, you add some sodium hydroxide, and when you here's the recipe. Ready? Actually, this is 1 liter. So 1 liter of RO, 1.3 grams of sodium benzoate, to act as a stabilizer. This one does not have vodka or vinegar. 1 liter, 1.3 grams of sodium benzoate, 10 grams of aminos, 10 grams of aminos, and I can send you that, or it's on my Instagram, and a half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon per liter of sodium hydroxide. And as soon as you add the sodium hydroxide and give it a little shaky shake, the aminos go into solution perfectly, and there is zero turbidity. It is super clear. It hasn't gone funky. It smells a little funky though, but it doesn't look funky. For like $15. So you can mix up a liter for $15. 1979. Yeah, I know, but you were sort of like an 80s kid, right? 79. God, you're such a youngster. I'm like 12 years older than you. God, I'm so old. Been smoking crack since 83. Shit. Oh, I lost it. What happened? Show. Please let Filipino. I need to have him on, and that totally won't be monetized. But let Filipino Reefer know who Mike Paletta is. He does not work for CoralView. Mike is one of the OG Reefers. So there it is. I think you just confused with Mike with Carlos. Oh yeah, that's a huge difference. Both are well, one's old and one is slick. There, take that. He represents who? He doesn't. I don't think Paletta represents CoralView. I don't think Paletta represents anybody other than himself, and he has a whole bunch of friends. Do you think NaOH could cause a bit of a pH boost? It is so minor that no, I don't think so. Maybe, but I doubt it. It is not a lot of NaOH. He's Mike. That's exactly right, Jake. He's Mike. He is the person who started reef tanks. Is that accurate? Oh, there's two Jakes. Now I don't know what to do. Is that right? That's not right. He has had some troubles with his tank. Holy crap. He is who and I think it was, I don't remember. It was Carlos or Lynn, or maybe it was neither one of them, but let's see, Lynn helped me out with the article over on Reef to Reef talking about how you could maybe save euphilia by dosing whatever the hell that medicine is. I can't think of right now. Then it was Carlos who clued me in on EcoBalance and whatever those tiny little, not vials, but whatever those things are called, of bacteria to help during the evil. So between those two, that's probably how I got over it. But I did listen to a little bit of Mike Paletta with his witch hazel and all that kind of crap. You had it at bald. All right, let's talk crap. Let's stop talking about Mike Paletta and the value of, yeah, that's it. And the value he offers to the reefing community and the amazing talk he had with Keith Reepum. Because, yeah, sit, bro. Thanks, Rob. So, yeah. So, I don't know where the orange thingy is. You know how much I love orange, right? Bam. So, this is the guts. This is the guts of, let me move this out the way. This is the guts of my Apex. This is the first Apex EL. This is the Elmo. So the BRS special edition, blah, blah, blah. I think it has different firmware. I don't know. I wonder if that's flashable. I bet somebody's a wizard and could do it. Hey, Sam, could you do that for me? This is an Elmo. And I took my Elmo apart because this is the one that reboots. So story goes, here's the story. And I've told this before. I bought this Elmo. It was connected to Wi-Fi. And it slowly turned stupid. Like, it wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi anymore. So then I had to hardwire it. And it still, it was crap. And then eventually, it just started rebooting. All it did was reboot and reboot and reboot and reboot and reboot. And that sucked, right? So then, God, this is so cheap. Then, does it really use that for, yeah, it does. I was like, yo, Neptune, this one sucks. And that took a month for them to say, for them to, for them to decide that this was a piece of crap. I want you to Sam, I want you to reflash this Elmo and turn it into a real EL, or figure out. I want somebody to take apart like a legit Apex 2016 and tell me what this header's for, and tell me what. Let me check this apart without breaking it. And tell me what this header's for, and maybe this pin set. That's what I want to know. I want to know what these do, because if we can turn ELs into real Apexes for like no money, I would love that. So Apex finally, or Neptune finally decides that my Elmo is crap. This one. And they were like, well, it's an Elmo, so you got to go to BRS. So I was like, okay. So I go to BRS, and BRS is like, yo, we don't have any more of those. But maybe we have one. And then they sent me one. It was totally used. So maybe mine was the only one that broke. But they sent me a used Elmo. Like they put a new sticker on top of the box. That's how used it was. I was like, what? But whatever. That's my story. And that's the Elmo that now lives in the garage. It's not actually doing anything. It's like my test Apex. That I can hook the power bars up to make sure they all work. It really doesn't do anything. But so here's the guts of the Elmo, right? You take that thing apart, and you've got, and I hate this, but whatever. This is the way Neptune does it. They use USB to serve 24 volt DC, which they shouldn't do because this is USB, and that should be a standard, and that's 5 volts. But whatever. This is what Neptune does. They call that the Aquabus. But whatever. That's 24 volts in there. Don't plug anything real USB into these because it'll fry the hell out of it. But what they do is this is a daughter board that hangs out on the real board. This is a WHX-D Echo 339171 board. There's various iterations of this board out there that you can find. But here's what's up. So instead of using real real Wi-Fi, they use a USB Wi-Fi dongle, and that's why Apex Wi-Fis suck so bad. Because all these Neptuners, they'll tell you, oh, you just gotta hook it up to Cat 5. I was like, I don't have Cat 5. Why do I have to have something that says it has? Oopsie. That says it has. Oh, is that how that works? Oh, snap! Like literally. That says it has freaking Wi-Fi. Why do I have to hook it up to Cat 5? Why doesn't the Wi-Fi work? Because the Wi-Fi works everything else. Well, except for the hydros, but I fixed that. Oh, did I give an update on that? So, seriously, Neptune is using, and this is probably known, people know this, but this is the first time I've seen it. They use these Wi-Fi USB dongles to be their Wi-Fi, which is so effing cheap. This thing, what's this cost? $1? This one's cheap. It's not even a good chipset. So this one sucks. It works. I mean, I plugged it in. Actually, I don't think this is my problem. But I plugged it into my computer and it works. It's there. It shows it. Actually, I never plugged it into the Mac, and I should, but I will. So they also have micro SD cards, and this is an 8 gig. And they had a problem with early 2016s with bad SD cards. And if you did a firmware update with the bad, and you had a bad SD card, then your Apex would brick, and you would have to wait for them to send you one after you sent yours back and whatever, did the whole exchange thing. But what I've heard, because I read it, is that oh no, it was somebody on Instagram actually, and I wish I remembered who you were. sometimes when these SD cards go bad, and these do go bad, then your Apex will just reboot and reboot and reboot and reboot. And that's what this one does. So I have new USB and new SD cards. And there's nothing on here that you need because everything's in firmware on this box. I have a new SD card coming tomorrow. I'm going to stick it in here. And I'm going to put it in this here little SD card holder. And I'm going to see if this thing works. Because I'll be pretty psyched if it works. I'll first try with this USB dongle. And then this Wi-Fi dongle. And if that doesn't work, I'll try one of the 3 others that I have coming. And we'll see what happens. But this is what you pay for. Oh, my Hydros is out of warranty, so I can take that apart now. We can take a peek inside. But seriously, this is the #1 selling aquarium controller in the United States. And it is this shitty. Think people look inside? I don't think so. If they did, they'd expect more. Hey, Ryan, fix this too, will you? Student discounts. And because I think you're selling everything out before you raise the prices, I think what you're doing is you're discounting your... Oh, everything's on sale, right? Neptune's on sale right now? I think you're discounting your Neptune equipment because you're fixing to refresh it. And it's not just me. Like 80% of the people in my post thought, yeah, don't buy now because they're going to refresh. So hopefully you have fixed this. I don't think you have, not yet, but hopefully you do. 20 cents on Alibaba. Let me go through. I'll rip mine open. Yeah, hey. I would love this. Yeah. Sam, let me know the difference between an EL and a regular 2016. It'd be sweet to know. They make USB to LAN adapters, right? Could just replace the wireless dongle with that. Jake Voigt, I mean, that's what I did. I plugged in a, it was USB powered. Don't plug it into these because it'll fry the hell out of it. But it was just a USB powered Wi-Fi to Ethernet adapter. They make USB to LAN adapters. I mean, that's kind of what I use. Well, should you have to? None of my other equipment requires me to replace the Wi-Fi adapter in order to use it. And I mean, I paid for this. This wasn't cheap. Like, none of my equipment. Just this. My EL is stuck or bricked. It won't reset. It's just stuck. Stucked. I just said stucked. Hit up Sam. Hit up Poor Man's Reef. He might be the wizard. Is Neptune SAS hole friendly? If I were buying right now, I wouldn't buy Neptune. I would buy GHL if my budget allowed, or I would buy CoralView, Hydros. I like the Hydros. I really do. I kept saying that. The Hydros is the controller that we need because it's budget friendly and you can. It's low price. Its low price point lowers the barrier to entry into this hobby, right? But yeah, this thing's crap. Seriously, it's crap. But I had those Wi-Fi troubles, but I've resolved that by installing another $200 Wi-Fi thingy in my house, and it works fine now. It was just that. I put a GHL mini Wi-Fi out there next to the Hydros. GHL worked. But whatever. Now it's fixed, and I'm happy. So that's cool. Producer Reef mailed it. Oh, yeah. See? There, Sam said it. I spent $1,000 for a piece of controller and it bricks. I mean, this isn't $1,000. But whatever. I don't remember what I paid for this. USB dongles. Yeah, I mean, it's not cool. Do people know this? Like, is this a known thing? Because I had heard, but I hadn't seen until I pulled the screws out. It's just 2 screws. Yeah, see, Rob, exactly. You need to go Wi-Fi. There it is. But you haven't, Rob, are you connected Ethernet or are you Wi-Fi? Because I know you're a Neptune user. I mean, so am I, but whatever. I'm running 2 Apexes right now, like full time. Filipino Reefer's getting spun up. If I had an electronics background, I would go with Reef. So you don't need an electronics background to go with Reef Pi. June? You don't need that. The instructions are super simple. And I have one up here, and I just need to play with it. You don't need an electronics background to do that. You just follow instructions. Read the instructions, you'll be fine. Go see the videos, you'll be fine. You can do this. If you can, well, the old days, we used to say, if you can program a VCR, then you can totally do, but whatever. That's not applicable anymore. But you get my point. I get a 5. I get Cat 5 cable for free at work. Let me know. Yeah, see? I mean, Cat 5's, so, like, that's always the thing from Neptune people. And I'm saying it there. Where I put controllers, there ain't no Cat 5. And I'm not going to run that thing across the middle of my house. See, Rob has had no problems. I think it comes down to proximity to whatever. I think it comes down to signal interference. I think it comes down to what Wi-Fi you have. What's up, Carlos? Yeah, for some, it totally works, and it always works. And I'm not challenging that. I'm not questioning that at all. But for sorry bastards like me, who obviously have Wi-Fi interference, it's all the government. It's Fort Meade. Fort Meade shooting signal traffic through my house and causing interruptions in my Wi-Fi signal. That's why my hydros didn't work, and that's why that's what cooked the SD card right here. I told you it happened. Is that offensive? I got a Reef Pi and Leviathan. Just haven't gotten a chance to mess with it. That's exactly where I stand right now. There's a Reef Pi and a Leviathan up there plugged in, and I've just not done anything with it. Yeah, dude. Rob, I can run Cat 5 too. That was one of my part-time jobs when I was in the Air Force, right? Fiber and Cat 5. Those poles are super simple, but I don't want to run that in my house because I don't want to. Oh, it'd be a pain, too. To get from there to there, oh, that would suck. I don't want to do that. Yeah, it would suck. What's up, Phil? It does have proximity to my axle. Yeah, see, I think that matters, right? When I put the Eero, because I have Orbi, and we're running off Orbi right now. So I have the Mac Mini hooked up to the Orbi, and the Orbi's doing its Wi-Fi thing down to the Orbi router. And it has pretty good, I'm streaming it, whatever. I'm streaming it 4,200 kilobits per second. It's really not that bad, 4,500. So I have decent connection. But I couldn't get that Apex or that CoralView Hydros to connect reliably to the Orbi. So then I added the Eero, and I legit have one Eero access point 6 feet or so away from one Hydros, the only Hydros, and then one of the Apex. And no issue since. Totally no issues. So as long as your Wi-Fi is suitable or you can add additional Wi-Fi to your house, I've had no problems. See, there it is. That's my brother from another mother being able to program VCRs. Come on. I remember back in the day when we had VCRs and it had a wire because there was no wireless remotes yet. There was this wire that would run. It was like the long phone wires that you would have in your house so you could go talk in private. My VCR, the first VCR we had this freaking wire on it. It was so fancy. That's back when microwaves were new. Remember those days? Mm-hmm. Most of you don't. Rob does computery things. I learned that today. He can help. I think there's a couple people on the Discord who are super wizards, and I can't keep up. Everybody got their superpower, right? Oh, hey, Lynn, are we doing a thing? This is a Philippine. He's being a sasshole tonight. I like it. He's a little spun up. Ooh. I'm not there yet, Phil, but I'm getting close. It's a little dehydration. That's what I'm claiming. I think I'm done. What time is it? I'm almost out of time. I had a black and white TV. Rotate the antenna on the roof. I had a black and white TV back in the day. Get me on my Jeep. Show. Ethernet over power. No. That's true. But no. Is it slow? I've never done that. I've used PoE, but I've never gone the other way. Interesting. Okay, so am I paying for shipping? Because I will. I think I should. Let me check. Can you see my phone? Clevin can't win. Those are the rules. Don't start typing numbers yet. Hey, Wade. What do you build? You build cool things? Those with carpentry skills. My grandpa was good like that, right? That cabin he built. It's pretty sweet. He was a sweet carpenter, right? He taught me how to use a lathe. He had this cool little thing in his basement. We opened up the door and it was all just wood, and it was really cool in there. Going to have to watch back. Phil, I'll show you because you're cool. You're one of the people I think do it right. Here, we'll do a repeat. Everybody look away. Whew, we've had some people drop off. Bam. So this is the guts of the Apex EL, the Elmo for BRS. This is one of those ones that they had there for a minute, the little special edition jobbers. This is 24 volts. This is not USB. This is 5 volt USB, and they use this is no shit. This is how Apex or Neptune does it. That's their Wi-Fi for the Apex EL. And then they have this interesting little SD card that I have to assume is there for data. And sometimes if this SD card goes bad, then maybe your EL doesn't work anymore, or your regular old 2016 won't work. So I'm replacing both, and we're going to see what happens. That's it. That's what you missed. See, this stream could be 15 minutes. Hope that helps. All right, I'm paying for shipping. Lynn is providing corals. This time... Wait, let me go here. See, we did that already. Thank you. Lynn Reef Nerd is providing an ecosphere. These are zoas. Well, two of them are zoas. Ecosphere, a koala eyes, a CC full tilt, and a green mushroom. So 4 corals. I pay shipping. Lynn is offering the corals. How many people we got on? Pick a number 0 to 45. Go. Don't ship it to me. I'll buy an Apex Trident and ship it to you. Why are you going to ship it to me? Later, Luca. I don't even know why. I don't even know why you give us a number, Chris. Chris is a Jedi. All right, let me look. We're going to wrap it up with this. These are always good, and I really, 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 really appreciate Lynn Reefner's generosity because, I mean, this is one of the beauties of living where I live. These people are insanely generous. And we do have a winner. Boop, boop, boop. I need a little winner button. NSB Reefs. Please. You were the first 33. Chris, Jedi. You were so close, and I was a little concerned you won again. So NSB Reefs, congratulations. Lynn's awesome. You are going to receive the very best coral pack you've ever received ever. Sam, kind of you. You catch the next one. I got this one. But thank you very much. Yeah, see? Clevin almost won. Clevin. Damn. Chris Clevin. See, the people who left early, they missed out. 33 got it. 33, 33, 33. I think. Yes. All right. I got nothing else. NSB, you hit her up on Instagram. That's probably best. But whatever she says. And then I will Venmo her. Or whatever. I'm really interested in seeing... Wait. Show. I wonder why that... That's interesting. I wonder why it does that. NSB, I would argue that you rock because you're here hanging out with us and you're supporting, and I dig that. So now that Luke is gone, we can talk about him. He's getting pretty close to releasing his lights. He is very interested in furthering the concept of Freefluencer. If you check out my Instagram, I very clearly define what I think a Freefluencer is. The difference between an influencer and a freefluencer, as far as I'm concerned, is it's like watching TV, right? You watch TV and a commercial comes on, you totally know you're watching a commercial. Why is this here? You totally know you're watching a commercial. The problem that I have is there are no shit people who recruit other people to influence on the sly. Like, you don't know you're being influenced. Or you don't know you're being sold something. Because it'll come at you like, oh, this person's just a reefer. But you don't know because they're not open about it. Because you know what? There's no commercial. You don't know. It's just some person helping you. When in fact, somebody recruited that person to help you. That's a thing. That's a thing in this hobby. So, and I myself have been influenced by people like that. And I myself have been influenced by one of those people who's a legit aggregator of influencers. And I just like, I learned my lesson. So the difference between an influencer, a paid influencer, and a freefluencer is you know if it's a commercial. Like, I'll tell you if it's commercial or not. Or I'm not allowed, whatever. Or, no, that's not right. That's not the right language. Or whatever. We'll leave it at that. You'll know if this is a commercial. I would like all paid influencers to identify themselves and share what they receive, because I am more than comfortable sharing both my history and what I receive from YouTube revenue, from Patreon revenue, and what I use that money for. I'm happy to share that stuff. So. A tiki torch, Rob. That's hilarious. So yeah, keep an eye on that guy. I think he's doing good things. He comes in with a strong leadership background. He's a personality. Rob's one of them. Lynn's one of them. Clevin's one of them. Filipino Reefer. He's like a. I mean, everybody needs to have a asshole, and he's one of them. Sam's one of them. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow I'm doing a thing, but I'll let you know what the thing is after I know Kidding do it, because I'm still up in the air whether or not it's happening or not. But tomorrow I'm doing a thing, and it should be a very interesting conversation. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll share more later. Carlos, you're like a passive free-fluencer because I know you support yourself. Actually, you provide an incredible amount of value. I'd like to see your message shared broader, to be honest. I recall you avoided increasing your pH over 8.5. No, I've gone to 8.9, I think. How does high pH affect the reef? My pH, Mike, right now is 8.6, 8.4. On the display tank, the frag tank is a little lower. They're a connected system, and they influence each other. But right now, the display has more photosynthesis occurring than the frag tank, which I find crazy, but whatever. High pH has been shown to help corals grow, right? That's why we are sold CO2 scrubbing stuff. That's why Kalkwasser's a thing. Not just for pH, but alkalinity first, then pH. Keeps the corals happier. You don't want acidic. You don't want corals growing in acidic water, anything below 7.8. And you really, ideally, would want that higher. Rob's not in Canada? That's funny. Yeah, higher pH is better. 8.1 and above. But you don't want to go higher than, ideally 8.5. But I absolutely go 8.6 to 8.4. Wisconsin, same difference. Does that help, Mike, the newbie? Oh, there's Clevin. Clevin, the token Canadian, jumping in. That's all I got. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for proper use of home slice. Thank you for engaging in chat. Thank you for Lynn for giving away your goodness. I'm not allowed back in Canada without paying a fine. I got them. Oh, Sam. You're a spicy one, aren't you? You damn Las Vegas peeps. I kind of miss that desert. Oh, my. I missed your first message. Yeah, dude. No worries. Happy to help. Yeah. Keep your... Don't dose so much Kalkwasser just to boost your pH that your alkalinity goes crazy. Always dose Kalkwasser for alkalinity first. The pH improvement is incidental. It is hanging along with, but it's not the main reason to dose calc. I don't agree with calc being dosed just for pH. I think calc should be dosed for alkalinity, and then the benefits to pH right along with that, if that makes sense. All right, cool. So thanks. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. What are we doing? I don't know what we're going to do next week. Oh, we're probably not going to do next week, are we? Yeah, probably not. I'll be in a cabin. Yeah, go watch Paletta. Go watch Reef Bum. Go watch that. That's super cool. And then go bug Aquabiomics because I want to know my test results. But I know that takes... I only dose sodium carbonate, but lately for some reason it's trending upward. Sodium carbonate. Sodium bicarb? Like baking soda? Don't do that. I wouldn't do baking soda. I would do soda ash and calcium, or neither one of those, and just do legit calcium hydroxide. I wouldn't do sodium bicarb, and I think that's what you're saying. What's my opinion on Reef moonshiners? Andre knows what he's doing. Paletta references him in that Reef Bum interview. I think Andre... I need to understand Andre's process. I have a ton of his stuff, and I just haven't had to start using it yet. But I'm looking forward to... There's some stuff over at Moki's house that I'm going to go pick up that Andre provided, and I want to check that out. I think if your tank needs... I think there's other ways of doing it, but this is absolutely one way of doing it. And I was using Red Sea Trace Colors, and I would, after using that, I would move to Moonshiners if I needed to dose trace, but I don't right now. I want to pitch it here. The 3D printer is $100 at Micro Center. $100 off or $100? Is it $100 just for the 3D printer? Or is it $100 off? And does Rockville still have some? I think Reef Moonshiners is a system to pay attention to and to use if your tank requires it. Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to other options in that arena because I think they're coming. I like it. I like what they're doing. So use a calculator, do some ICPs, understand what your tank needs, but don't dose unless you have tested. That's, I mean, I'm assuming you're newish. How new? I don't know. But, you know, given the name and all. But don't dose unless you know what you need. Always base dosing off of testing. Never a guess. $100 total. Oh, shit. I'm going to go buy one. They have them in Rockville? Now I'm going to go buy one. Okay. Now I'm leaving to go buy another 3D printer. Where the hell am I going to put that? Maybe we can put it in my office. Soda ash. Yeah, soda ash is cool. Oh, my bad. Because you said sodium carb. Are you also dosing calcium? I don't know. Do you know your 24-hour alkalinity drop? Because that's how you start. That's how you start, right? You measure your alkalinity and stop dosing. And then 24 hours later, measure your alkalinity. Oh, hey, Lynn, can you send me that coupon? Thanks. So then base your, if your tank volume supports it, base your saturated calc dosing off of that. And if you need information on what I mean by saturated calcwasser, hit me up on Instagram. I'd be happy to help. I live in Florida. I'm out of luck there. Cool. All right. I'm done. All right, y'all. Have a... That's interesting that we dropped so... I pissed somebody off. It happens. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have an awesome for you USers and those who mooch off our holidays, because that's cool. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a long weekend and enjoy and eat and get fat and take naps and do all that kind of business. Enjoy. Be safe. Take care of yourself and your family, and go have some drinks and have some fun. Go have some Fireball. Yeah. Alcatronic soda ash. Oh, you're not noob. You're so not noob. Hit me up. We can talk. All right, y'all. Happy reefing. Lynn, thanks so much. Let me know what I owe. And be kind, and always be kind. Not with companies. Challenge companies. And challenge people who represent companies, but be nice to the human. You know what I mean? Happy reefing. Be kind, everybody. Thanks. Wait, where's my window? See, this is what happens. I lose those little windows. And then we have have to have these awkward times. We have these awkward moments where we have to talk amongst ourselves. Oh, I minimized it, didn't I? Oh, I don't know how to open it back up. Oh, this is awkward. There it is. Okay, bye.